Steve, a new championship and certainly in a much better place result-wise since last year. What's changed?
I think the development of the team's been ongoing. I think since post-Rugby World Cup 23, I think you've seen a transformation in terms of the players within the England squad. You've seen the age profile change, and you've seen us develop a different style of play with the strengths that those players now bring. So that, as we've discussed many times, we've spoken about the development is a journey within a team, and that's the journey we set off on a couple of years ago.
Talk about the development and the journey. You've given a couple of new caps with Fisley, Stella and Yogun, with a lot of seasoned internationals as well. Do you feel you have the blend right for this one?
I think we were a great blend, and I think you've seen players emerge into the England squad, young, exciting players, full of talent. They're coming in. One of the most pleasing things about that is that when they're pulling the shirt on, they're energised by the shirt. They're energised by the feeling of the millions of England supporters that are with them, right behind them, and are bringing all their talent onto the pitch in the English shirt. That's not always been the case. That's not always been the case. And I think what's really helping there is the example our senior players set. We're very blessed to have players like Ellis Genge, Jamie George, Maro Itoje, George Ford, Tom Curry, who set a superb example of what it means to be an England player and what it means to go and win Test match rugby.
Even the names you mentioned there, really good players. You had a great autumn. Is there more pressure on to go and win this championship after that?
I think that what's really exciting is the way people are talking about this team, the way England supporters are talking about this team, and the excitement they have for this tournament that is ahead. Now, for us, we know the Six Nations is packed full of top quality teams, incredible superstars of the game playing for each and every team. We know that almost every Six Nations championship goes down to that last weekend. We play France in Paris on the last weekend, and we want to make sure we go into that last weekend with an opportunity to achieve what we want to achieve, being in a position to do that. All that really matters though, is the first game right now, because you've got to get that step right and every step thereafter to get where you want to be at the end.
The depth of the team, take the centre for example, Dingwall, Atkinson, Maxi Jomo, Lawrence if he's fit. It's going to be a hard team to pick.
Well, it's the kind of challenge you want as a coach, isn't it? You want those tough decisions around selection. The debates I have with my coaches, the thoughts I have, to understand what's right for any one point in time, for any one particular game with England, it's a good position.
What are those debates with the coaches like?
Oh, I feel fortunate with the group of coaches we've got, that the understanding, the collaboration, the debate, those are great conversations. It's exactly what you want part of in an elite, high-performing team.
One less fallow week this year. How does that change your preparation?
Yeah, all these things are factors. They come to factors within in terms of how we train. I think each competition you're playing poses a different challenge. The autumn, 4 test matches back to back. Now we're 3, then a week's break, and then 2 here. The World Cup's another, poses a different structure. What's great is the ability to have to adapt, to understand whatever is thrown in front of you, whatever challenge it is, wherever you have, let's plan really well for it and then adapt when we need to.
Wales first up, everyone expects you to win. Does that sit differently with your team? How do you go about that?
I think that we know that Wales, every England-Wales game that I've ever been involved in and watched, is fierce encounter, always is. We know the passion that both teams have, the intensity, the rivalry of the supporters have, and we'll see what Wales have been doing in the autumn, what they've done under Steve. He's come in, he's implemented a plan very clearly at the start that 2 or 3 things. He's brought that defensive style he had at Scotland, tackling higher, trying to hold the ball in the air there, and they brought this contestable kick game. Loads of contestable kicks. They could come to Allianz Stadium week on Saturday, they could kick 50 kicks. They could kick 50 contestable kicks. And say we're going to just kick it, and we're going to kick it again, and we're going to kick it again. Now, whatever they bring, we'll make sure we're prepared for it.
You talked earlier in the interview about evolving as a team. How much more can this England team grow?
Well, I think one of the most, I'll use that word again, exciting parts about this team is I think that the potential for growth is huge. I don't think we're anywhere near maxing out the team yet. You look at the age profile, how many players we've got in the early mid-20s who, as they play more test match rugby, they're going to get better and better and better. Now, we spent the last period of time developing, finding a way to win, tight games, and finding a way to win. We need to keep that strength. What I want to make sure is these players go into each and every one of these test matches ready to play big, ready to play fast, brave rugby, and go in with the belief that they will find a way to win.
And finally, last year you missed out in the championship by a point. What would it mean to you to win a first championship since 2020 on your team?
Well, I think it'd be those kind of achievements are special for every rugby supporter, every rugby player, everybody involved. What really matters, I'll come back to it, what really matters is getting our preparation right for the first game. That's what's key. Bring this team together from the number of clubs we're at, which is one of the challenges that is with the England team, that play different ways, and bring them and connect to play the way we want to play and go into that Wales test and play in a manner that we want to.
Steve, all the best and thank you so much.
Thank you.